Welcome to Gate Crashers, a podcast dedicated to kicking up the door to your next favorite thing. Our mission, our creed, and our code is this: to make all things more approachable and accessible to everyone. We want you to find a universe that you'll fall in love with. My name is Dan. My pronouns are he, him.
I'm Jake. My pronouns are also he, him.
This week is a little bit different. We are not continuing with the normal structure, mostly because I have completely burned myself out on everything and life. So we are just having a fun episode talking about something I was really excited about. So before we get into today's topic, Jake, question for you. You were abducted by aliens. You're put into a battlefield. You have to fight 5 of one species of alien. What species are you fighting?
Oh, the Carro from Sergeant Frog. I want to pick up and punt them. It wouldn't be hard. They're not that quick at what they do, or that good at what they do.
Mine is the ET species, which I can't find the name of because they're not hostile. It means I win. And they're just ugly looking. They're just gross. ET. A lot of people are afraid of ET. It's not just a one-off. Most people grew up being afraid of that little monster. Yeah, he's a terrifying little guy. But
phone home.
Today we are talking about Kids versus Aliens, which was directed by Jason Eisner, written by John Davies and Jason Eisner as well. This is actually the first time we get to talk about one of my favorite franchises on the show, VHS, which most of them are really good. But this is a spin-off from one of the shorts in the second film called Slumber Party Alien Abduction, which rules. We'll talk about that. I think the movie's way better, but this movie is actually the second spin-off from the franchise. Have you seen the first one, Jake? First VHS?
Yeah.
You know the one where the girl's like, I like you. And then she turns out to be a vampire monster. And she takes them. Oh, so she got her own movie, which I still haven't seen. But basically, this is a full feature length movie.
I don't remember the VHS movies all that much. I remember ABCs of Death more, but that's because you have the correlation.
Yeah, that one's a scarring one. That was a weird time for Magnet, the production company. Well, I mean, they've made it. They've just kept making movies since. I think, did they go into LRJE or does LRJE just no? You wouldn't know. So,
I don't know what anything you just said meant. Yeah,
it's fine. We are talking about Kids versus Aliens, which just came out. I guess this could be a review, whatever you want it. Basically,
it says 2022.
No, it came out in 2022 in the film circuit. So you can see it at festivals because it premiered on September 23rd last year, and it only just came out public. I think it was in theaters for a minute. But it only just came out publicly because I was supposed to see it at the Philly Film Festival, but I think it was the same night I was doing the interview with Ryan Johnson. But I really wanted to see this, and now it is on Shudder in the US. If you don't know what Shudder is,
currently has if you have Amazon Prime, you can get a 7-day free as we're recording this episode trial.
I think Shudder always has trials. Because I've always seen them, but Shudder is basically a horror streaming service, which has a lot of cool stuff. It has movies. It has original programming, which usually kind of rocks. There's a show called Slasher they picked up from maybe USA that they've brought back. Sorry, there's extra noise in this episode. My air conditioner is broken, so the windows have to be open or I will overheat. But Shudder actually rocks. There's also the Boulet Brothers, which is a drag show, but it's horror themed, so everyone is horror themed drag. It's actually pretty cool. I don't watch any drag stuff, but Steve Orlando convinced me to watch this one, and it rocks. Other than that, Shudder is one of my favorite streaming services because it's not just doing things outside the box. They've got Joe Bob's Drive-In. You don't know what that is. Joe Bob is he's a film commentator. I don't know what he's awesome. He's been doing this forever, since I couldn't even tell you how long he's been doing it. So it's the last drive-in with Joe Bob Briggs. He basically introduces the movie, makes a lot of jokes. Him and Darcy, the mail girl, who also is a big horror person. You start watching the movie, and then he'll come back in with commentary and stuff. It's cool. But they do it like live. So they're like doing things outside the box, which I really appreciate. But this is Kids versus Aliens. So do you want to start with the movie or do you want to start with the short?
Short's bad. Let's talk about the short.
Spoilers for both of them. So go watch them. They're both available now. The short is in VHS 2. Eisner has also uploaded it to his Vimeo, so you can watch it on there. And then the film is on Shudder, which you can get a free trial for. Yeah. So that's why I told you to watch the short second, because of what happens in it.
The dog dies.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely forgot that happens. Like,
probably why there wasn't a dog in the movie.
Yes. They mentioned cats in it at some point, but yeah.
You know, they say they mom says, "Oh, you'll have the cats." The girl says, "Oh, we don't have any cats."
Yeah. I think I also got a beer for this episode. Changing up the whole formula. So I think the short rules. I think it's really cool what they do in like the 11 minutes that it is, other than killing the dog. Because it is found footage, because that's what the VHS series is, but it's the film isn't, which I think benefits it.
Yep.
But I think there's some really cool shots from the short when they're underwater, like about to throw the balloons and stuff at his sister and her friends, when like the alien is like swimming towards them, and then the kid comes in and you're like, wait, was there something there?
Yeah. Didn't they do that in the movie as well?
I don't know. Yeah, but it was not as in front of you.
Not as tricksy. Gotcha.
Yeah. It I think it was probably the one that stood out for, well, I mean, the second one has a lot of good shorts, but I loved that one. Like, I loved the noise and how overwhelming it was. But the film,
that dog 0 out of 10.
Yeah, the film takes it and actually does something with it, which is interesting to see it done. The VHS came out in 2013. This didn't come out till 10 years, like 10-year difference of when this film came out and the short came out. So it's very different.
Yeah, some of those actors in that film probably didn't exist.
Yeah, I genuinely don't think they did, because the Jack did not. I don't think, because I was trying to figure out if he was in anything else, but he hasn't. Where do you actually want to start talking about?
The wrestling.
I watched this twice this week. I watched it Sunday because I was going to review it, but I was like, I don't feel like writing. I don't feel like writing about it because I actually enjoyed it. I don't think my writing would get about how much I enjoyed it, because you can't really express as well in writing. I didn't realize the girl she dressed up as was a wrestler.
Yeah.
I didn't catch it the first time because I probably wasn't listening when he was talking. Kind of wild. They have a fully built wrestling ring just in a barn.
And they go all out. He breaks his arm.
I mean,
he top the ladder.
That entire thing is hilarious, because like, these kids probably shouldn't be playing in this barn. I mean,
no,
kids should get hurt. It just makes you stronger. But like, these kids shouldn't have a fully built wrestling ring, and the parents clearly don't give a shit about them.
Jack was a lot stronger by the end of that movie. Better lungs.
He's a Jesus now.
Better abdomen.
Yeah, the parents sucked. Did you watch the post credit?
I started going through and I didn't see anything, so I just kind of gave up halfway through.
So the post credit is the parents coming home and the camera is in the bedroom, and it's tilted the whole time, so you're like watching what like the camera is seeing, and it starts with an alien like zooping by, like signs, and then you're like, oh, that's it, and then you hear the front door open, And the parents are like, what the fuck? Like losing their shit. Like, what the fuck happened to our house? These goddamn kids are grounded forever. Like going off. And then the mom walks down the hallway. She's going off. She comes back and is standing in the doorway. And she comes into the bedroom because she's the camera. She starts yelling at the kids through the camera. And then the alien comes in and throws up all over her face. And that's how it ends. But it's not even just like the throw up from earlier. It is like just an exuberant amount of green alien slime vomit. Like just so much.
Just changing her right away.
Yeah. The fact that that one kid got changed into a blade hand monster was wild.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was going to like at least turn into an alien, but he like went straight to monster and it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the blade hand. I really was expecting them to be more like the Scream painting looking guys.
Yeah, I wonder what the budget was on the original film compared to this, because both were low budget, which rules, because I think that really does well with this kind of stuff. This comes out Wednesday, so I can talk about this. Like watching Power Rangers and then the new Power Rangers special, then watching this was like, yeah, practical effects rule. Like when you're trying to make something kind of goofy and you like put CGI in it, it just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't have the same feeling as it would if it was like you fully buy into like this is kind of hokey.
Mm-hmm.
And adding in like a CGI Megazord and all that shit, oh, that shit sucks. I hate CGI. I generally don't think I like CGI that much. I'd much rather have practical effects, which even though alien... Go ahead.
I mean, CGI is best when it's utilized to enhance practical, or you spend the entire budget on one specific thing.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows that like there's CGI from the 90s that is better than a lot of CGI now. Like Iron Man's suit, they went too hard on it late in the later installments of the MCU.
The neck.
The neck was very jarring. I actually made my my one roommate in college very angry because I just was not excited after seeing the trailer for Civil War because of reasons like that.
Yeah. And for a while, like even if I posted about how bad the CGI was, people would just jump into my responses and just like try to blow me up for being anti-MCU. And it's like,
yeah, I knew a lot of film majors my freshman year of college that were very, very pro MCU, and I was like, okay,
it's just not. It's not. That's a whole other story. But the CGI is bad. Like with
I really like the dumb sword in this movie. Sam's dumb sword. Actually, I think Sam might have been my favorite character.
Yeah, Sam rocks. What the fuck was that sword? Like, it was just like this He-Man sword in the ship. It rocks. Like, I'm down for it. I'm not against it. I thought it was so cool.
But clearly, there are more swords like it.
Yeah.
Or it's a very special sword because at the end, the government or whatever agency comes and takes it, they have a specific mold of a case for it.
They have the specific case to put the sword away.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sword.
Strange ending, though.
I love how much I didn't expect to happen. Because it doesn't like take the beats that I thought it was going to take. With Jack, especially.
Because he gets saved once and then he dies.
Yeah, I was not expecting that little kid to get saved, and I was like, "Yeah, he's alive." And then he's fucking impaled, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's a little kid."
Another human.
Yeah. Okay. How about him, like the human being the bad guy? Like there is aliens around, and you hate this one dude more than you hate the humans, or hate the aliens.
Yeah. Billy's just, man, he's like 9 times worse than Billy from Stranger Things.
Yeah, he sucks. And like, even like for a
low tier Billy.
yeah, like even with some things like when you have a bad guy in a series or like a bully, he's like somewhat sometimes like more modern films even try to humanize him a little bit. They didn't do that at all. Like they made him he literally pisses on her bedroom wall. I was like, God damn.
While the other girl holds it.
Yeah, that was wild. Like he sleeps with her just to get her house for a party, which is like
this. I don't think they actually went that far.
No, it's just but just even the fact that he like was saying that he like she was gonna be his girlfriend, like gaslighting her to the extreme.
Yeah,
it sucks.
And then I knew I was gonna hate those three from the beginning when Dallas starts pouring beer all over the other kids. What's that one's name? Randy?
I think Randy. So it's Miles. So it's
Miles.
Gary, Jack, and
Randy's
Miles.
the one from the short.
Yes, he's the one from the short. And then Dallas, Trish, and Billy are the bad guys. But Dallas isn't that. Dallas is bad actually because he's like spray painting the family portrait, and he's just like, "Yeah, Billy said it'd be okay," and she's like it's not, and he just keeps doing it. And I was like, all right, I hope you get canned, but he gets turned into a hand monster instead.
Yeah, he gets changed. He gets a little pansy.
The party was wild when the kids like took over the screen and were just like destroying her. Like,
yeah,
just they like meant to be like, hey, you're mean and this should happen to you, but like what they're doing, you're like, holy shit.
Like just as bad as Billy at that point.
Yeah. But then they kind of realize it and he's like, whoa, do you think that's too far?
Yeah, and then they get grabbed by Billy.
Yeah.
And then the shit kicked out of them in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah. They it's like that dude straight up abusive these kids. When he throws them in the hallway, the use of the
well, of course of course he kills Jack.
But it's like there are killer aliens using people's bodies to turn them into into ship fuel. We'll talk about that in a second, but like you'd rather this guy die first. He like locks them out of the house. He then he holds the sword, the super cool sword, to what's her face's neck. Like it's like a what the hell? Mm-hmm. He sucks. He gets it though. He gets destroyed by Dallas, right? Dallas kills him.
Yeah. Dallas takes a chomp out of him.
Dallas' design was really, really cool, actually. I like the aliens with the scary eyes and the scream look.
Yeah.
I'm glad they carried that over because they are. What's really cool about them is their long, spooky fingers, but the fact that they like
salad fingers
are underwater most of the time is also pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not just like regular aliens that like come out of like the woods and stuff. They're like coming out of the water, which is even scarier because like what are you gonna do? The shot of Gary being dragged into the water. That was really cool. Like he's like all three of them are being dragged. It's like actually really well shot because like the lights and everything is like very jarring. That poor kid just chugging into the water, but then his sister does save him. Trying to think. I really liked. I think the best character is Sam, but Jack is my second. Jack ruled.
Jack did rule.
Yeah, because I think it is a film about Sam. Other than these kids making the movie are sick. Like the what do they make, a lawnmower with the skull thing that shoots like little smoke clouds and stuff?
No, so Jack rigs a bunch of fireworks.
That's the finale thing, but they ride in on something they've built too in the beginning that has like mounted guns.
I can't remember.
Yeah. The armor they wear is super cool. The dinosaur man, like their movie, I'd like to see the movie they were making. Because they're
pretty neat. Pretty neat.
I also love that what's his face dressed up as Rick from Rick and Morty for Halloween. He just looks so silly in his little wig.
He does.
I'm still not over the sword. You haven't seen Terrifier 2, I assume. Yeah, you wouldn't have seen it. In Terrifier 2, there's a sword as well, but that one leans into it a lot. Like, it's like this, like, they kind of mystify it. This is just like, hey, these aliens at some point took somebody from some planet with a spooky super sword, which rocks.
Same sword.
One thing I want to note before we talk about the slime time is that these kids would not get skinamarink. And I stand by that.
No, probably not.
They would not get skinamarink because they would fight the monster and blow up the house. They would kill the I don't know if the skinamarink monster is the skinamarink. I don't really know what skinamarink means, but these kids with skinamarink back.
You're so skinamarink.
Also, shrimp dick. Great insult. When people say that, I'm just like, that's a good one. Like, good for you.
I thought we weren't supposed to say bad words.
You can say fuck and you can say shrimp dick.
My favorite quote.
The only thing we weren't allowed to say was the F word during the TikTok part. I'm trying to make us big on TikTok, so I'm going to Subway Surfer it.
You should have told me we're only doing that for the beginning.
Oh, yeah, the rest of it, say whatever you want.
Oh, God damn it. All right. My favorite line was from Miles. And he said, when they were like, oh, maybe we should go find Sam. After she yelled at them before, was it?
She yelled at them for being nerds.
Yeah. And she said, I'd rather go punch myself in the dick.
The kids are so well written. They're so fucking funny. My favorite line was grand finale, send those aliens to hell and tell them Jack sent them. Like, I was like, yeah, Jack, that fucking rules. Yeah. And then they shoot the thing out and it blows up the spaceship, which rocks because it's just like fireworks and like this kid built explosion that they send into a fucking spaceship and blow it up.
See, when I saw the government at the end of the film, honestly, I thought they were going to ask Sam to join.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like kind of a happy ending where the government like saves, like you think they are because they show up and they save the day, and then they black bag them. I mean, they plastic bag them, but like they put the bag over their face and they take the kids away. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Canadian government. So,
was it in Canada?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh,
because they're all from Nova Scotia.
Oh yeah, that would be Canadian. Oh, it was
Canada.
done in Nova Scotia. So they damn. Who do you think's got sketchier alien shit? Us or Canada? Us, right?
Gotta be us.
I feel like it's gotta be us.
Shit. I mean, honestly, Canada's got the worst summer camps.
What?
You're probably thinking we got Camp Crystal Lake.
But yeah, we have Camp Crystal Lake. What do they
remember?
have?
They got
Total
Drama Island. All they also do.
They have Total Drama Island. You're saying
Yep.
You're telling me that Total Drama Island, that island in Total Drama Island, is worse than Camp Crystal Lake?
Yes, absolutely.
Where Jason Voorhees lives.
Yes.
What
Chris
happens?
McClane is worse than. Oh my god!
What do they do to them?
One of the campers who gets kicked off first becomes like an irradiated monster.
What?
Like a feral ghoul.
Wait, in the show?
Yeah.
What kind of show is this?
It's so fucking great.
Aren't they making a new one, like another season or something?
Yeah, with a new voice actor for Chris McClane.
Wait, who was the other one?
I don't know, some voice actor. I don't know. He's probably Canadian or something.
Oh, wow. Where was What Hot American Summer Camp? Oh, America. That was very stupid. What? I said that out loud. that left my brain and went out.
Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah, I don't know where was that.
I wonder where that was set.
Kids die there too, don't they? No, just the chef who turns into the can of beans. They don't kill any kids, right?
No, not that I remember. Probably.
Yeah, probably. We should do that.
You know, they're all adults though.
God, so the movie and the show are very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably have cooler shit than Canada, to be honest. We have more fucked up secrets, I think. Do you think they found anything at Roswell? You want to go into? You want to become a conspiracy theorist podcast?
Make our mother proud.
Yeah, but do you think they like found anything? They probably found something spooky there and hid it.
Yeah, probably. Who knows?
Huh.
Hey, government, what's an Area 51? Huh?
I know I'm on one of their lists. They're probably listening to this anyway. No, Area 51 just feels too what was it? Was it Looney Tunes? Where it was like, oh no, Area 51 has nothing. It's Area 52 you have to worry about. And then go to Area 52, which has a fucking Dalek. What was that? Looney Tunes Back in Action?
Yes.
Great film. Fun fact, Jake. Speaking of back to the ABCs of Death, Eisner did the letter Y in ABCs of Death. He was also a unit director on the Death Note.
Why?
Young Buck.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what the one thing is,
X
but
xylophone.
Yes, I think so. What was the one that was fart? Maybe F was flatulent. We're like
that one I do remember.
Yeah, that one I vividly remember.
Was it skin? S for skin.
Yeah, where the guy peels off all of his skin.
Yeah,
that one was fucked up.
What was it? Weight loss?
Yeah.
Oh wait, it might have been W.
Yeah, we should do ABCs of Death one time. We'll do all the letters. Go through all of them. Before we get into,
I remember what M was.
Before we get into I want to talk about the slime time, but I do want to talk about that Jason Eisner, the guy who made this. He did Dark Side of the Ring. So Dark Side of the Ring is a documentary series about like the dark stuff that has happened in wrestling. It's a great show. It's just very weird to think he was doing that, and he's also been doing this stuff. Like those, I mean, makes sense. Wrestling is connected to horror and comics, hardcore, but just the fact that, could you imagine like interviewing like The Rock and then being like, yeah, I got to go film this film where we impale a child with the alien sword that they find in a spaceship under a lake. And Dwayne's just like, yeah, I want to take that over. Actually, let me change the hierarchy of power in the aliens versus kids universe.
Yeah, I can't wait for the extended universe where the girl from with a shotgun comes and saves the kids.
Oh fuck, that's what I've been thinking about all day since I sent you that. Like, I haven't watched Hobo with a Shotgun in a very long time.
No, not since you first bought it.
Yeah, I think it's still at the house, isn't it?
Probably.
That's got to be somewhere. Do you remember
also got your Necronomicon.
Do you remember those two dudes from that movie? The like they were all in black. And they were just the sickest looking.
The ones who actually kill him.
Do they kill him? They're called the Plague. They were supposed to get their own film, but it never came out. No, they're called Rip and Grinder. Like they were like these armored monsters, like these just killer things. And they're completely out of place for a film called Hobo with a Shotgun. But the Plague just show up in this full body armor, and they're just like, that's a wild film too. We should really cover that one day. That's going to be our next emergency episode. We're just going to talk Hobo with a Shotgun. You can't go around solving all your problems with the shotgun. It's the only thing I know. Fucking, and it's Rutger Hauer too. It's like a big actor. Like from fucking Blade Runner.
Yeah.
I feel like there's, I don't know if they're Grindhouse, but there's like this whole like small circle of films that I absolutely love that have this weird Grindhouse vibe to them, which this kind of has too. But have you ever seen Turbo Kid?
I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Turbo Kid rocks too. Turbo Kid is like this kid on a bike, like um, in like a post-apocalyptic wasteland. It rules. And Michael Ironside is the bad guy in it. Like, it's just a weird film. I wish they would just keep doing weird shit like this. Like, that was the whole like period. It was like the VHS movies, this, and I just want them to keep doing weirdo shit like this.
When's Shudder gonna have what's it called? Precious Plum, the film.
Precious Plum got a TV show, right?
No, I didn't.
It was on Dropout, where I think she goes to college. I can't remember which it was. It's funny.
Oh wait, no, I did hear about that. Never mind.
Yeah, that's the only reason I got Dropout. I know people love Dropout for their Dungeons and Dragons stuff, but like, I only went in for Precious Plum. I actually rewatched the entire series the other day of the YouTube.
I actually do really like College Humor and what they've been doing.
Yeah, I think I thought they were dead, but they're completely not. Like, they've just adapted.
Yeah, no, I mean, there was a period of time between like the original and like when they first started being office workers.
What is the main guy's name now? He does the Actually show. Mike Trapp.
Trapp. Yeah.
Mike Trapp. It's weird. We've had two of the bigger College Humor guys on the show. If you think about it, we've had Josh and we've had Mike, both on the show, who are still doing the stuff. He does Dimension 20. Isn't he their DM? No, I think he might just be on it. I think the DM for Dimension 20 is
what, Brandon or whatever. Brandon, whatever his name is.
Hold on, I'll tell you. It's just like this
guy who does the CEO stuff.
Oh god, yeah, he does. Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Yeah, Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Love those guys. I never really liked the Jake and Amir era. Like, it wasn't really. I never got into.
I thought it was funny when I was a kid.
Yeah, I just never even watched it. But no,
yeah, I mean, it was all on iTunes, so I just downloaded all of them for free.
Were you into? You were into Hello from the Magic Tavern, right?
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit behind, but yeah.
Yeah, it's another one I have to start at some point. That a lot of people have been on that show.
Yeah, no, so many. Even and their characters have been on Comedy Bang Bang.
I love Comedy Bang Bang. Wait, have their characters from there been on the other one?
What?
Have characters from the tavern been on Comedy Bang Bang or vice versa?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. The three main characters of Magic Tavern are Arnie, who is basically himself, but like a played out version of himself, of course. Who's the host? And then his co-hosts are Usador, the wizard. Well, Usador the blue. He's Blue Wizard. He's covered in bird shit.
Just like the one with the rings on.
Yeah. But instead of brown, he's blue. There's Chunt, who is a shapeshifter. Initially, his shapeshifting is done exclusively a couple of weeks. It involves like sex at first. And anybody he has sex with, he turns into them. After, depending on a certain amount of time, depending on how much she likes them and shit like that. And eventually that's changed because the jokes kind of became stale, I guess, or they just weren't fun for adult eye. And now he can transform into anything, but he always has the coloration of a honey badger.
Think about what a honey badger is.
He also marries a wizard, air quotes, whose dick is made of bees.
That's horrifying.
And at their wedding, his husband explodes, and all he has left is an egg. Eventually, Chunt loses the egg.
Good.
I don't know if they ever got it back. But he calls it his eggy baby.
Do you listen to?
Also, my favorite character is Flower.
Do you listen to Comedy Bang Bang at all?
No.
I was going to ask if you ever heard the Leo Carpazzi, who actually was the original writer of the Monster Mash, but they didn't like his version, so they went with Bobby Wars Pickett's version. And they kind of left Leo Carpazzi's out. You should look it up. It's called It's the Monster Mash, originally written and performed by Leo Carpazzi.
And it's a requiem, right?
Well, the lyrics are a little bit different. It is the original name of it was the Monster Fuck. They were the monsters sucked and they fucked the monster fuck. He comes back every year.
Comes back.
So Leo Carpazzi comes back almost every year, every other year, saying that he's completely changed the song. And he's like, no, really, I've like really gone back and like try to look at myself and try to figure this out. And it sometimes will start a little bit different, but he just goes right back into the monster fuck. And he does it almost every year. He's done it 1, 2, 3, 4. He's done it many times. And sometimes he brings his two nieces, Scaroline and Skiva, or his grandson Killiam. He also is a widower. It is.
Yeah, you would like.
Yeah, I feel like I'd love. Do I just start at the beginning, or can I start wherever?
Yes. You should start at the beginning.
All right. Can we do a podcast about a podcast? I should reach out to the Comedy Bang Bang people. Wonder if we could get him.
I don't know if they're. So I don't think they're connected to them anymore.
They're probably just friends. Like they're all just comedians.
But like I think they. I don't think they're on Earwolf anymore.
Yeah, because the guy who does Leo Carpazzi is the host of Doughboys. Do you know what Doughboys is? It's a show where they. Nope, that his link from the Comedy Bang Bang website goes straight to porn. It does not go to Doughboys. Wow. All right. All righty then. That is not what I was expecting to open when I wanted to go to Doughboys. That was just pornography. All right. Doughboys.
Hold on. Was it at least like a reputable site, Dan?
No, it was not. Not one I've ever seen before. It's just these two people who talk about chain restaurants. I used to listen to it all the time, actually. And then sometimes they'll bring on comedians and they talk about stuff. They'll go to different places and try different meals. It's just it was a fun show.
Oh, yeah. On restaurants, Arnie gets sent to the magical land of food by falling into a portal behind a Burger King.
Good. Yeah,
And there's also a multiverse where he falls into a portal behind various restaurants. Like Golden Corral, he goes to a cowboy world.
If you like the kind of vibes of the Magic Tavern, you should really try Mystery Science Theater 3000. Because like it's the same kind of humor.
Is that improv?
Yeah. Some of it is, some of the written jokes, but a lot of the people who are on these shows, like comedians, will just write jokes for it. Like they just do bits. It's all just bits. Like it's just
everything I do is a bit.
Yeah, Mystery Science Theater 3000 rocks. Anyway, back to Kids versus Aliens.
We're talking about that, aren't we?
Let's talk about the slime time because that has stuck with me. I didn't know what I did the first. Let's go with the first one, where the evil girl is like against that board. I thought they were gonna like eat her. I thought they were gonna like rip her apart. Or someone was like, okay.
Oh, I thought they were gonna stab her in the heart.
Yeah, like something like ritualistic.
Weird sacrificial.
Yeah. No. This beak in the ship opens up and pours out like a pink slime. Also, the documentary on the disc is called Slime Time. But it like throws up on her.
Time live.
And she's screaming.
Rosie O'Donnell.
And her skin is like, she's like falling apart. And I'm just sitting here like, oh my God. This is wild.
She's alive for most of it.
Yeah, and she just keeps screaming. It is a very wild death. I was really impressed. And then when it's over, the alien, like no poison at all, just picks her body and goes, ugh, and like throws it off. And I was like, all right.
just fueled one.
But then what they do is the second one is the one alien throws up into a cup. And then the other alien pours it on the other guy. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Oh, but the whole time,
I kind of figured that's what would happen was going to happen.
Yeah, the bad kid is holding the poor boys there. Like he's holding them, making them watch their friend almost have this done to them. I'm like, Jesus, you're sick.
Yeah, it made no sense.
I liked the commitment to being evil that they made in this movie. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, every character is at 11. It's an hour and 10 minutes long. Every character is larger than life, like in the most 80s way. I guess I don't know if I would consider it. Grindhouse is like, let me look up the definition of grindhouse to make sure I'm not talking out of my ass.
Machete.
Like splatter. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. A grindhouse or action house is an American term for a theater, mainly low budget horror, splatter, and exploitation films. According to historian David Church, it was a theater type. Yeah, it's mostly just this kind of stuff, low budget horror and splatter and exploitation films. I guess this would count as like horror and splatter.
Yeah, but that says Americans.
Yeah.
What would we call it for a Canadian? A log cabin?
Pancake
a Nova
House?
Scotia rodeo?
A Nova Scotia rodeo?
Yeah.
Oh, we can ask Reagan. Reagan would know. They're Canadian. Reagan, can you explain what grindhouses are in Canada?
What is the equivalent?
Yeah, it is an American term for it. Wow, that's interesting. I always thought it was a subgenre, but it's actually just a term for a theater that shows these types of films. That's where I would hang out probably. We should open a grindhouse actually. Oh, they show things such as exploitation films, such as adult pornography or sleaze or slasher horror, and dubbed martial arts films from Hong Kong. Okay.
Hey, you want smut on this side? You want a Bruce Lee film on this side? Go ahead.
That kind of
Subway
rules.
Surfers at the bottom of every film.
Oh, grindhouse. Oh, grindhouse surfer. That's what we can call our
business.
Grind crashers? No, I don't like that actually. Yeah. No, we should open a grindhouse. I think that's our next step for the podcast. We stop doing the podcast and we open a theater where we show the worst possible things we can show.
Only smut.
No. We got to get the horror slashers and stuff in there. And then we'll have the one film that shows after school specials only. So people can learn a good moral lesson.
While the people who are operating the projector are high as kites, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, everyone's gonna be high. It's America. Huh. I'm actually blown away by me not really fully getting. That's neat. We learned something today. And I think that is what matters about Gate Crashers. We learned something.
And for you, little Uzi, a Rob Zombie poster.
On Nardwar, I have to know. I love Nardwar. He's the man. All right. Well, honestly, I think this movie ruled. Gonna give it a 5 out of 5. I gave it a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Call me Ethan.
Hold on. What did your buddy Ethan think of it?
Ethan doesn't watch these types of movies. He's too busy watching the films of Tom Cruise on the 4th repeat.
In a week.
Yeah, he's probably just watching the same thing again. Big Tom Cruise guy. Huge Scientologist. Do you think these aliens are Scientologists or?
Yeah. No, this is the end goal of Scientology.
Slime time? That's why we can't see the insides of the Scientology churches because they look like this.
My favorite thing is that South Park just knew Matt Stone just knew the ins and outs of Scientology and just told it to the whole world.
And it was fucking ridiculous. Like, it was like
and there's still people in Scientology.
The thing is, like, I don't want to bash on religions and stuff, but this religion, like, actively is hurting people every day. I mean, all religions hurt people, but like every day they are like ripping people away from their families, like keeping them in that place in LA, like horrible stuff. And they're just getting away with it.
God, I can't wait till we get sued by the
Scientologists. Well, yeah. If that's our first attack is the Scientologists, that'd be very funny. Well, that's all I got to say.
Join your local Scientology chapter today.
I don't have
and
enough
listen
money.
to Gate Crashers. Yes, you do. We've literally walked past this Church of Scientology.
We
in
have.
Philadelphia.
I was gonna go. This Carl stopped me from doing one of their tests. What else is out this week? Power Ranger Special was good. Dead Island. My review will be out yesterday once people can hear this. So good game. I really actually love it. Wasn't super vibing with it at first, but then I was like, oh wait, this is super fun. Like, and it's actually very funny. So I'm having a great time with that.
We also talked about last time. We talked about Resident Evil.
We did. How far are you into 4?
I'm only on chapter 2 because I finished playing 2 before it, and yeah, this one's what I want out of a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, you can find the what? Did you play Mercenaries yet?
No,
telling you,
I did. However, play the game a little too late at night, and also watch South Park. So in my dream that night, Mr. Garrison and Mr. Mackey were like weird ass bioweapons. Obviously,
Mr. Mackey's head comes off and is a balloon.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. I mean, yeah, he is. Yeah, wait, no, really, you got to play Mercenaries is just like the arcade mode. You like have a timer, and if you kill people, you get higher timer. But you can play as Leon. Once you get an S with Leon, you can then play as I'm not even far enough to know the guy's name. I can't remember it.
Supposedly, the next remake is going to be Code Veronica.
That would be cool. I would like to play Code Veronica through, but then you unlock the second guy. But then once you beat his thing, you get Krauser, who is the military guy who taught Leon to fight with a knife. And legit, you can just hold L1 and just use your melee. You could just fight with melee the whole time because he like will jump forward.
I love using melee. The first thing I did as soon as I met the merchant was I upgraded the knife.
So once you play as Krauser, it's just that. Like he'll do backflips away from zombies and fight with them, but then everyone has their own special ability. So you have a special ability, and Krauser's is that he becomes a bioweapon. His arms like bioweapon out, so you can just use them to slash people up, and then you can like fly with it. He's got like a nightmare blade arm. It rules. I might play Soul Calibur after this recording. I kind of have a Soul Calibur mood. I never even played. I bought the last one, never played it, but it's Krauser rules.
Honestly, the weakest one. And you know how much I love in Soul Calibur.
The creator mode was terrible, wasn't it?
That's the created character mode has gone downhill ever since it was introduced. You can do less and less. Yeah.
Let
me start.
Was going to say, but then the last character. Do you know who Hunk is in Resident Evil? Okay, you can play as Hunk.
It's not really a person, but
he's just a code name for an umbrella.
The paramilitary group.
Yeah. Wait, Hunk is? I thought Hunk is one person.
No, Hunk is the type of troop.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. No, it is one person. Hunk is the code name of an Umbrella security service operator who was the leader of the ill-fated Alpha team in the employment of Umbrella.
Yeah, but if you look through, there's multiple guys who have been Hunk.
Oh, look at that. It is. But you can play as Hunk and his, you know how like when you like...
You can also, if you play through all 4 campaigns of RE2, you get the Hunk survival.
Yeah. I did play that. What was going to say, did you know Revelations is multiplayer?
Revelations is multiplayer?
Yeah,
I did know that.
Revelations 2 is co-op. And you can play.
Ethan play it with me.
I would play it because you can play as in it.
Which one? And 2?
Yeah.
Isn't that one with?
You can play as Wesker. You can play as Wesker.
I know you're a big fan of. It doesn't. Oh, hold on.
Oh, there's a mode called Raid mode where you can play as other characters. So you can play as
the actual like playable characters. It's Claire, Moira Burton, Barry Burton and Taya Corda.
Who's Moria Burton?
I'm going to assume it's Barry's wife.
Oh. Doesn't Barry die in one? We should probably do a Resident Evil episode at some point instead of just
we're going to cover it, but we never
ending all of our episodes where we just talk about Resident Evil. Because like I love the story. I think it's just ridiculous. Oh yeah, you can play as Wesker.
It's so stupid.
Wesker's sister is in it. Alex.
Well, I bet you're a big fan of that. Jake Mueller.
Wesker's son.
In Resident Evil 6.
I feel like Resident Evil 6 is probably the one you and I would like the most. I feel like it's the most like you can be the most aggressive. But I remember like
I'm really aggressive in 4.
Yeah, so am I.
Because you I mean if you're on assisted mode, you don't have to really worry about ammo all that much.
What's that? Is it the lowest? I played whatever the middle one was. I probably should have played the lowest.
You can always change it.
Yeah, I might have to do that. I just like killing people. I just think it's fun to like.
Already have a lot of it.
Yeah, he is a playable character too. But you can play as Barry, Hunk, Jill, Chris, Rachel. Let's actually find out who Rachel is. No, Rachel Foley. You can play as Oswell. That's weird. Yeah, Hunk rules. But when you do your melee thing, you know, like how you can click A to do like a special melee, and which the twink does the spin kicks. Hunk goes up behind him, grabs their head, and snaps it, and like looks directly into the camera. Rocks.
That is cool.
Hunk rules.
I mean, maybe. So I'm gonna finish 4, and then I don't know what order I'm gonna play these games in because I still haven't. I didn't finish 7 because I got past the house and I was like, I feel like the rest of this game is not as good.
Yeah, that's where I stopped. No, I played a little bit after that.
I got to the wife, and I'm like, I don't really want to. I don't know. I do want to play. Yeah, I want to play End of Zoe though. So I want to punch people.
Oh, that's where you play as Chris, right?
No, that's a different one. End of Zoe is where you play as Jack's brother.
Who's Jack? Oh, the dad. Oh, the brother. The guy who comes back. Okay, yeah.
And I've seen punch people.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's enough of the Dan and Jake Resident Evil check-in. You can find us at gatecrashers.fan to find all of our reviews, everything we do. You can find us on all social media at gatecrasherspod, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
It's the Gatecrashers.